Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, my YouTube family. Good evening. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. What's today? It's Tuesday, y'all. Tuesday, January the 26th. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, we are like already almost through the month of January. Come on in, my YouTube family. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, and we are keeping up with Congress. Y'all see my neck roll because we are not playing. I have committed to come to you guys Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, no matter how I feel. And today was one of those days, but I pulled it together and I am here. 7 p.m. Eastern on right here on YouTube, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, keeping up with Congress. Please like, please share, please spread the word. We have to hold our elected officials accountable. Yeah, we're holding them accountable. We're looking for opportunities. Where's the money, y'all? Who is it going to? How do we get some of it? So please like, please share as you guys continue to come on in. You know, this is only 30 minutes. I got a plate full over here. So let's get this party started. Let me share my screen. All right. Again, this is brought to you by Withhold the Vote. If you have not gone to the website, please, y'all, please go to the website. Let me put that right at the bottom. You should see it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Go to the website, withholdthevote.org. Become a gatekeeper, become an advocate, or just be a supporter. But you got to help us do this work. This is where we hold our elected officials accountable. This is where we are harnessing our political power. Come on in, everybody. Good evening. Let's get this party started. There's a lot on the plate. All right, y'all. Mr. Joe Biden, I wanted to start out the top of the hour talking about an article. Biden signs an executive actions on racial equity. Let's see what this article says, because we're all paying attention, right? President Joe Biden signed 4 executive actions Tuesday aimed at advancing racial equity as part of his push to use the powers of the presidency to implement parts of his agenda. The executive actions direct the Department of Housing and Urban Development to take steps necessary to redress racially discriminatory federal housing policies that have contributed to wealth inequality for generations, according to a fact sheet shared by the White House. The executive actions also end the Justice Department's use of private prisons, recommit the federal government to tribal sovereignty, and take steps to combat discrimination against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders that has intensified during the coronavirus pandemic. This is where I get a little disturbed, because if you can say other ethnicities, I want you to say Black with a capital B. Yeah, Joe, I want you to say Black and be very specific. But we're going to keep reading. The White House earlier Tuesday called the actions just the start. We're going to hold you to that with that presidency, that House, and that Senate. Adding that Biden is committed to working with Congress to pass bold legislation that advances racial equity, including increasing funding for small businesses, investing in historically Black colleges and universities, and other minority-serving institutions. There's that word, y'all, minority. It gets kind of, you know, it gets lost in the sauce when you keep using these buzzwords. People of color, minority, be specific. Minority serving institutions, and tripling funding for Title I schools which serve a majority of low-income students. The White House said that the executive order to not renew private prison contracts only applies to the Justice Department and not to the Department of Homeland Security, which has contracts with privately operated immigration detention centers. The executive order Biden signed soon after being sworn in as president last week included one that directed the federal government to pursue a comprehensive approach to advancing equity for all, including people of color. Told y'all we don't like these words. Minority, people of color, we get lost in the sauce. Here we go. And others who have been historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality. Joe, we're gonna hold you to this. We holding you to it, Joe Biden. We holding you to it. We want some specificity. I need him to say black. I need him to say descendants of slavery in America. Let's be clear about who needs help. Let's be clear. So we'll keep watching. We're going to keep our eyes on Congress, y'all. Another article that I saw was from Bernie Sanders. He warns Democrats that they'll get decimated in midterms unless they deliver big. And he ain't lying, because we're going to be on it, doggone it, from now until then, and we're going to pay attention. We're not playing. 2022, y'all, is next year. This time next year, folks are going to start running for Congress. This time next year, we're going to have primaries. We're going to have people all across this country. We need receipts. We need receipts, y'all. So Bernie Sanders has warned the Democrats. Senator Bernie Sanders warned Democrats that they could face a wipeout in the 2022 midterm elections unless they significantly improve the lives of Americans now that they control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. He's telling them, y'all better we paying attention. Given all that we face, now is the time to think. Given all that we face, now is not the time to think small. It is time to think big, very big. Say it, Joe. Say it, Bernie. Told y'all I had a long day. With Joe Biden as president and Democrats controlling the House and Senate for the first time since 2010, we will be judged on what we deliver for the American people in their time of need. The people want action, not excuses. You better say it, Bernie. And let me be clear. I have zero doubt that unless we significantly improve the lives of American people this year, Democrats will get wiped out in 2022 midterm elections. Look, they've been warned, and we ain't playing. And that's why I'm hosting this broadcast. No matter how I feel, I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. to 7:30 Eastern. There's another article. Reparations subcommittee reviews new eligibility survey. So this is in Illinois. The city reparations survey to determine residents' eligibility will soon be sent out. The subcommittee reviewed a city-developed survey, which was created to help in identifying, prioritizing, and quantifying individuals who qualify for the city's home ownership assistance reparations program. This survey is set to include questions addressing whether respondents live in the intergenerational homes, have faced housing discrimination in Evanston, and are descendants of Evanston residents who face housing discrimination due to city rules between 1919 and 1969. So this is some pretty specific legislation that is, we got to find better words. Reparations is federal. I've said that over and over again. Reparations is federal. We totally appreciate what they're doing. Restitution, reconciliation, restoration. We got to come up with some other words and make sure that we designate reparations for the federal government to give us those trillions they owe us. But nevertheless, I really appreciate what they're doing in Evanston with this piece of legislation that was already passed. So they're just figuring out how they're going to help the people in the community, in the city of Evanston. So here's one I thought was interesting. Jamaica seeks UN support for reparations for the Caribbean. Jamaica's Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, Olivia Grange, has called for support from the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization and the United Nations in seeking reparations for the Caribbean. You got to pay attention, y'all. It's happening in other places. It must happen here in these United States, right? I thought this was interesting. I just wanted to throw this in as a little caveat, y'all. So Trump threatens to start his MAGA party, and he still has $70 million in campaign cash, y'all. I thought that was interesting. I just wanted to throw it in to tell you Trump ain't gone. Trump ain't gone. Y'all, they see he's coming back, because he's not gone. So let's get this again, let's get this party started. Let's keep up with Congress. Let's see what's going on with these bills. So tonight, I figured we would focus on the Senate. It's so many bills coming through the House, but remember, it's 435 of them. So of course, there's going to be a lot more House bills, but here we're going to catch up tonight on these Senate bills. So Senate Bill 15 is a bill to require the Federal Trade Commission to build a report to Congress on scams targeting seniors. I thought that was really interesting. It's Amy Klobuchar, y'all. You know, we kind of followed her along the way here with that presidential race. So Amy is introducing something to help with the seniors. S15 for those that have, you know, aging parents, your grandparents. Thought was quite interesting. That's S15, Senate Bill 15. Senate Bill 16, a bill to amend Title 18 United States Code to prohibit taking minors across state lines in circumvention of laws requiring the involvement of parents in abortion decisions. Now, this bill I did not understand. So it talks about taking minors across the state lines in circumvention of laws requiring the involvement of parents in abortion decisions. I did not get it. Are we talking about these minor is considered a young child? I mean, are we redefining this? I don't get it. But any of you that want to follow this kind of legislation, abortion legislation, women's rights, join us and be a part of what we're doing. We got to keep up with Congress because we need receipts. We need receipts all over the place. So that's S16, y'all. Senate Bill 17, a bill to amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to provide for inadmissibility of certain aliens seeking citizenship for children by giving birth in the United States. So I guess when they're coming across the state line, coming into this country, there's some legislation here to provide for inadmissibility of certain aliens seeking citizenship. So how do you exclude some and include others? This is Congress, y'all. Senate Bill 17. Senate Bill 19, a bill to authorize the administrator of the Federal Emergency Management Agency to approve state and local plans to partner with small and mid-sized restaurants, nonprofit organizations to provide nutritious meals to individuals in need. And I thought this was some pretty decent legislation. I'm like, okay, these restaurants, y'all throwing away food, you know, partner with the small and mid-sized restaurants and nonprofits to provide meals. This is some good stuff. And it came from Tim Scott, y'all, Republican out of South Carolina. Y'all know who he is. So I thought it was interesting. Actually had a few names as co-sponsors on here I thought was quite interesting too. Let's see if we can get it to come up. Hey, Don, good evening. Good evening. He says China. Not sure what you're talking about, China tonight, but I see you, Don. S19. Senate Bill 24. It's a bill to protect the personal health data of all Americans. Yeah, those of you that don't know, I'm a computer science major. My bachelor's degree is in computer information systems. So yeah, I get very nervous about how data, protecting our data, protecting my identity. So yeah, this is something I definitely want us to keep an eye on. A bill to protect the personal health data of all Americans. Amy Klobuchar, y'all, she getting busy over there. She coming out the gate. Senate Bill 25. It's a bill to restrict certain federal grants for states that grant driver's license to illegal immigrants and fail to share information about criminal aliens with the federal government. So they mad. These immigrants, illegal immigrants, are able to get a driver's license, but the state isn't sharing that information. So this is quite interesting legislation for those of us that want to follow immigration. So we'll have receipts. Good evening, family. Good evening. ADOS New Jersey. Good evening. So that's Senate Bill 25. Senate Bill 26 is a bill to provide the administrator of the Drug-Free Community Support Program the authority to waive the federal fund limitation for the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Y'all, I had to look that up. I didn't know what the drug-free community support program was. I was like, okay, what is this? So I looked it up on the CDC. It's actually a part of the CDC. So the drug-free community support program is the nation's leading effort to mobilize communities to prevent youth substance abuse. So this is Senate Bill 26, and this says to provide the administrator of this program the authority to waive the federal fund limitation. So they want some money and they want to be able to tell us what they want, and that's what we give them. Keeping up with Congress, y'all. We got to follow the money. We got to follow the money. This is a Senator Portman out of Ohio. That's Senate Bill 26, y'all. Senate Bill 28, a bill to include the state of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico Outer Continental Shelf Revenue Sharing Program to extend the moratorium on oil and gas leasing in certain areas of the Gulf of Mexico. I want to understand, you know, I chose this, I picked this bill to share with you guys because, you know, let's understand what's going on in Florida. Let's understand, but I can just tell you that these legislators go to Congress to do the bidding. I actually wrote that down because I didn't want to forget. They really do go to Congress to do the bidding for those that sent them there. So, you know, is it the big oil and gas companies that's, you know, behind this? They you know, when you start taking money as a candidate, as an elected official, when you take money from these people, you owe them. So I want to understand, you know, what does this mean to include the state of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico Outer Continental Shelf Revenue Sharing Program? What does that mean? Where is money going? Let's follow it, y'all. Senate Bill 28, Marco Rubio out of Florida. Senate Bill 29, a bill to amend the Federal Water Pollution Control Act to reauthorize certain programs relating to non-point source management. Amy Klobuchar again. And I had to look this one up. I was like, okay, what is non-point source management? So I looked that one up. Point source and non-point sources of pollution. Regulatory agencies charged with protecting the environment identify two main categories of pollution: point source and non-point source pollution, which now it makes sense. It is directly from the source or indirectly that you get in pollution. So point source pollution is easy to identify, as the name suggests. It comes from a single place. Non-point source solution is harder to identify and harder to address. It is pollution that comes from many places. So there was an analogy in this article, I won't read it all, that talked about how, you know, when you have these, if it rains really hard and then the water goes into the sewer system, and how you might have oil in that from cars, you have debris, you just have all kinds of pollution. So that would be a non-point source for pollution. So I'm interested in water, and because, you know, water and food, we got to get that right. So when I see water and anything related to food, it makes me want to bring it to you and share what's going on. I just want us to pay attention. I don't want us to miss a beat. I don't want us to be so one-dimensional. And we are fighting for reparations. For those of you that follow me and followed me through my campaign journey, yes, we are fighting for reparations. That is pretty much at the top of our agenda, but we ain't missing a beat. We're gonna pay attention to Congress and all that they're doing. We're not gonna be so one-dimensional. That was S29. So S32, Senate Bill 32, is a bill to provide for the establishment of a standing health force and a resilience force to respond to public health emergencies and meet public health needs. Some of these bills, y'all, are just so vague. You know, they're just so vague. It's like, what does this mean? And I can tell you a lot of the text for these bills hasn't been uploaded, has not been uploaded yet. So I'm still waiting to be able to read some of these bills, but they're still uploading. It's still very early in this 117th Congress, which is, of course, the year of 2021 and 2022. Let's just pay attention. Let them know we're, like I say, not one-dimensional. We know a little bit about everything. We don't have to be experts, but we're gonna know a little bit about everything. And that's Senate Bill 32. Senate Bill 33 is a bill to amend Title 18 United States Code by increasing the maximum term of imprisonment for the offense of rioting. Y'all, I'm telling you, they are not playing about what happened at this Capitol. They, like I said, they know who they are. They know who they are. Again, that's S33. S34 is a bill to provide funding for cities, counties, and other units of general local government to prevent, prepare for, and respond to coronavirus. So there's some monies coming down. Senator Gillibrand, New York, there's some money they're trying to send to cities and counties and municipalities. And let's pay attention, y'all. Make sure that as a small business, you know, the opportunities are there. Make sure you get yours. Like I said, let's follow the money. S34. Senate Bill 35, a bill to award a Congressional Gold Medal to Officer Eugene Goodman. I thought this was interesting. I just wanted to share it with you. That was the officer, y'all, that led the rioters away from where the legislators were. Yes, so we're gonna pay attention. I thought, you know, he's gotten a promotion, and you know, we always put we you know, it's us. We put ourselves on the line and we do what we need to do. So Senate Bill 35 for Officer Eugene Goodman. Did I miss one? Okay, y'all, 1 second. Let me get my screen right. Here it is. HR 405 to require the Secretary of the Interior to prohibit the use of lead ammunition on United States Fish and Wildlife Service lands. Lead, so what are they? Is the lead messing with the water? Is it, you know, I'm like I said, anything to do with water and food, it makes me curious. So the lead ammunition on United States Fish and Wildlife Service land. So there's something happening with the lead. HR 405. HR 406 to prohibit the sale of shark parts. Now, I thought this was interesting, like shark parts, the pieces of sharks. What are they doing with shark parts? So I wanted to look it up, y'all. So here's what I found. It's the Shark Fin Elimination Act. So here it is. Shark finning is the inhumane practice of cutting off a shark's fin, often while the shark is still alive, and discarding the body into the ocean. The fins are used in soup and other dishes. Although shark fin itself is tasteless and the flavor of the soup comes from other ingredients, the soup is viewed as a delicacy and status symbol by some Asian cultures and is commonly served at weddings and other special events. Traditionally an expensive dish, shark fin soup is increasingly sold more cheaply. As economics grow in Asia, a dish once reserved for the elite is now available to many more consumers and is in demand in many Asian communities and around the world, including across the United States. So I didn't know that they was cutting the fins off the shark and making soup and throwing the shark back in the water. Y'all, keeping up with Congress, we're gonna learn a lot of stuff. I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't think I want no shark fin soup though. No, thank you, y'all. No, thank you. I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to bring it to you. Keeping up with Congress. HR 408 to amend the Homeland Security Act of 2002 to establish a mentor protege program. So that sounds like an opportunity, you know, sounds like some jobs, some opportunities. We'll pay attention. A representative out of Virginia, always looking for these opportunities, y'all. HR 408. HR 410 to establish the National Commission on the Insurrectionist Act, on the insurrectionist attack upon the United States Capitol. They want a commission. Y'all gonna study it? Y'all don't need to study it. Like I said, y'all know who they are. Y'all know. HR 410, but we'll keep paying attention to Congress. HR 412 to prohibit the payment of death gratuities to the surviving heirs of deceased members of Congress. See, I didn't know that they gave them a payment when a member of Congress passes away. They gave their spouses some sort of payment. I had to look this up. I looked this up too, y'all. So I found this one article. This is actually from 2015. And in this article, it says some government watchdog groups say Congress should reevaluate whether to continue these payments. In tradition, it's a tradition, it's not a policy, and it's not a law. It's just something that they've been doing for pretty much as long as anybody can remember. And it says it's something that should be reevaluated to see if it's actually necessary, particularly considering that there's already a generous pension system that would still be available to benefit the surviving spouse. So they already getting a pension and they still giving them this gratuity. You know, with Congress, y'all, these are our tax dollars, you know, that we need to know. we need to know. And it's pretty, it's in the amount of like 174,000. Here it is. Some watchdog groups criticized the practice in 2013 when Congress approved a stopgap spending bill that included 174,000 for Bonnie Engelbrand. So yeah, they're getting a lot of money. Again, these are our tax dollars, y'all. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. HR 412, y'all. We are almost there. HR 57, y'all. And I thought this was a great way to cap it off. House Resolution 57, y'all. Impeaching Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, for abuse of power by enabling bribery and other high crimes and misdemeanors. Now, I bet y'all they ain't talking about this bill. This resolution. And it was introduced. There's a lady here in Georgia, a Representative Green, Marjorie Taylor Greene, right out of Georgia, y'all, of course, right out of Georgia. And she is introducing a bill, a House resolution, y'all, to impeach Joe Biden. And it's pretty interesting. I'm not going to read it, but I would encourage you to read it. I mean, it goes into why, the examples to why he should be impeached. I'm going to let y'all read it on your own. But they're not talking about this in Congress, y'all. They're not. That there's a resolution to impeach Joe Biden. So it's going to be interesting as we keep up with Congress. They're going to fight. They duking it out. And we're going to watch. But what we're going to do is pay attention to the money. We're going to pay attention to what they're doing. Put a few comments on the screen. I got a couple minutes here. He says, go to Home Depot and get the free water test kits if you're a homeowner. Oh, I didn't know they have free water test kits. Thank you, family. I'll have to go grab me one. And you can test your water, and I'm gonna test mine and come back and tell you guys what it says. As soon as I get it, I'll keep you posted. Thank you, family. He says, yes, they know I'm in it. All right. Good evening, family. Good evening. Who else do we have with me? Did we talk about the immigration and DACA yet? No, we haven't talked about a whole lot of immigration. But that's when we get behind the scenes, family. This is where we get behind the scenes and really dive in and have a conversation about how we want to address immigration. Immigration is, and there's a lot of immigration bills coming down the pipe. So this is where we get behind the scenes. Please join. Please be a part of what we're doing. No shucking and jiving, no playing. We are really getting down to the core of these bills, getting real answers so we can come back. And I love to have some of our gatekeepers to come on to the broadcast with me and share what we've learned, what, information that we have. This is how we organize. And this is the age of information. And all of this information is here. We just got to do our homework. Moni Love says a lot of Asians are into that. Yeah, I don't think I want any shark fin soup, Moni. I don't want any shark fin soup. But again, I made it. We're almost at the half hour. Got about a minute left. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. This is brought to you by, again, withholdthevote.org. This is how we organize. This is how we mobilize. This is how we galvanize. This is how we hold our elected officials accountable. We got to have receipts going into 2022. Like I said, we cannot compete with the millions and millions of dollars that are going to be poured in. So guess what we have to do? We got to get on the ground. We got to do the work, and we have to be armed with all the information, a lot of it, so that we can tell people and show people because a lot of people they get bamboozled. They see Democrat, they see Republican, they see party lines, and they don't see what's really going on behind the scene with these policies. So we're not following people, we're not following personalities, we're following policy. So we're gonna have some real receipts in 2022. So again, I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Thank you for joining me tonight. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 7:30 Eastern, right here on YouTube. Please share this, spread the word, join me, be a part of what we're doing. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. We're going to hold these elected officials accountable, and I will see you tomorrow night with more Keeping Up with Congress right here on YouTube, guys. Have a good night, everybody.